Hey guys, this is Simon with Trade and Perform Coaching. Just a quick note, if you'd like to reach me or you have any questions, this is how you do so. You can reach me at tradeandperform@gmail.com. So let me jump in really quick here. This is actually just answering one of our newer team members' questions. So Frank asked a pretty good question. Usually if one member has the question, another member has the question. So I'm going to uh, set this up. And so here's the question. He said, quick question, on the bars that plot a cayenne colored triangle on either the top of the bar or the bottom of the bar, those plot after the completion of the bar right next to it, or its completion of the second bar after. I don't have it running on replay. I haven't figured that out with Sierra. So I can explain this question. He's asking about the triangles. I'll show you what he's asking about. He's asking about, here I can show on ES or NQ. Frank trades ES, so let's use ES as the example. So let's just break it down really quickly. So the triangles, the cayenne and the red triangles, those form in real time. So usually before the bar completes, Frank, you'll see those. You'll see that it's that the triangle will appear before the bar is complete usually. What you have to know is you have to wait for the bar to complete, and you'll be able to use the range bar predictor that's usually off here to the right as the bar is forming in real time, and you'll know that that bar is complete, right? So this plots immediately upon completion of the bar. So obviously if the bar doesn't complete, the triangle can disappear. But once the bar prints, that triangle prints. It doesn't unprint itself. So that's true for the red. Excuse me, apologize. The red and the orange triangle. The star appears upon completion of the bar. That one just kind of catches you there at the end. Sometimes you'll see it show up beforehand. You can almost always tell when there's going to be a star bar because one of the key components is the point of control is hanging out near the very end of the bar. So if you're going, there's enough triangles, the next bar going to be a star because it obviously creates a very powerful combo. So if you're looking at it, you just kind of go, oh, there's the up triangle. You know that's not going to go away. So then you get the star, and the way you look at it is you see this bar is about to form, right? You'll have the range bar predictor, and you'll notice the point of control is way up here. So there's one of two options. You either guess a little bit on the star before it prints and you put a sell stop there, or you wait till it prints and you put a sell limit, right? Or if it's a long, you put a buy limit. In this case, you didn't have to worry about it because it gave it to you right away. But usually when the star prints, it lifts right away. But what you'll notice is about 70% of the time, it actually presses back into the next bar will press back into the star a little bit. This is a variable that I'm discussing here that depends on the speed of the market. In super fast markets, that star just prints and goes. Like getting the backside test is hard. Now that we've slowed a little bit into summertime, it's pretty common to get it backside tested, sometimes all the way into the wick of the bar. So it's speed dependent as to whether you get the backside test or not, right? And then the other thing you asked about were the bars that let us know that we have power bars. So good question. The power bar, the reason why we don't use it in real time is that it always forms after either the second or the third bar, depending on how much volume and how that volume was distributed at the apex. So it's always a look back, which is why we're always looking for trades that stop out that bar. Per example, right? So one of the highest odds trades that you can get is like, so you see how high value this is, right? We all know triangle down, purple bar, star. We would expect a lift out of this trade, but actually the better trade there, if you were super disciplined and had the patience of a saint, trust me, a saint, there's some days where you'll go all day long and you won't get this set up, right? And it comes back here. See how this got stopped out by exactly one bar? See how this bar closed just below this power bar that was a star that was also part of a two-bar combo, right? So there's a couple things going on there. But as soon as this bar closes back in, what's important to know about that, and it's very, very important, is that that entry gives huge extensions. Let me demonstrate. Okay, not always. Obviously, if you're on the wrong side, like Friday was trend day up. So if you stopped it out and closed back in, you got a tiny extension, right? But most days, here I'm going to go back and just show this really quick, so you're. And then when we do coaching or when I talk in the room, you can ask again. But it's very, very specific, the trade that I'm looking for, right? So let me show you. It might show up more on the 6 tick than on the 8 tick, but what I am looking for um, is actually exactly this. So this gives a great example in a difficult parameter because it occurs over New York lunch, so it's choppier than normal. But see how you have the purple bar with the star, so it's a high value. And this, by the way, this general process works on all bars that have apex bars. It just works better on some than on others in terms of how high the percentage of win goes, right? So there's going to be two examples here, back to back. So see how this bar closed below just by a hair and then immediately closes back in. So your entries on the close of this bar, doesn't have to be a star, doesn't have to be anything special, but the higher a value of the apex to the left you closed out, the better the trade, and the better the trade if the so remember I have this system of ranking higher and higher. The more high value components you can put into the trade, the better it is, right? So this is very good. When it stops out a bar that had a purple bar and a star in the corner, right? Closes back in, you'd be long on this bar. Now your stop, this is important. See how this did not physically close behind. I'm going to spread this out so you can see it because the value here is so high. See how it can't. So now you have what you know here when you get that is that you have a potential for a spring which can generate huge P&L out of that trade. Your stop is the physical close, not just price getting behind, but the actual bar must close. And as you can see, it couldn't close here. It got darn close, but it did not close. And now look at the results. So your entry on this trade, and this is why the room is so valuable, why the algo is so valuable. Look, your entry on the trade there is 37.5375, right? Never stopped out, and the market closed at, on this day, this was on Thursday, so the market closed out at, let's see, that was 37.53, so let's call it 37.54. Well, it was just 50 points on the S. That's pretty good, right? And then if you look to the right, the exact same trade set up again, which is, I'm going to erase all these beautiful lines that we have. And again, you'll see a high value apex to the left, triangle bar. It got stuffed immediately. It was a purple bar as well. And then here you almost have all the components. It was almost perfect, like in terms of 10 out of 10. So you get the purple bar, right? Then you get the bar that closes behind. That's good. And then you'll see the pointing control was above the pointing control of the prior bar. That's also good. This is a trap into a high value off to the left. And again, even if you missed it over here, you had a second chance. And that's a stacking opportunity, right? Because clearly this initial push off your first entry moved you from, the entry was 54 and it moved you to 61, right? So you had 6 points in the trade out of the gate, 7 points out of the gate. You could have taken your scale and re-added a whole new trade. And again, your stop in this case was now going to go on the physical close behind this bar, right? So I can't tell you how valuable this trade is. Just size it correctly because the RR that comes off of it is huge. So again, just to reiterate and answer Frank's questions, the cayenne bar or orange forms in real time. It actually usually pops up before the bar is complete, but the bar has to complete for it to be valid. The same with the red, and then the blue bars form 2 or 3 bars later, depending on the amount of volume that's going through. Frank, I hope that helped you. Again, Friday was a great day, and I'm looking forward to a great week next week. Guys, hit me with questions if you have them. It's all about helping you guys make money. So have a great night. I'm out. Gonna go watch a movie. See you guys.